Let's be real, men notice far more than they'll ever openly admit, and no, it's not always about what most people assume. The things that truly draw a man's focus go way beyond appearances. They're about presence, energy, and emotion, because when a woman walks by with that calm, grounded confidence, something quiet yet powerful happens. A man doesn't just see her, he senses her. There's an unspoken awareness that ripples through the space, an invisible magnetism that comes from authenticity, not perfection. It's not about how much she's showing, but about what she's radiating from within. When a woman embodies steady self-assurance, she draws attention without ever trying. Men might not fully understand it, but they feel it. The difference between someone pretending and someone simply living in their truth. So today, let's explore the things men quietly notice, not out of judgment or shallow curiosity, but from a deeper instinctive pull toward genuine energy. And before you assume it's about beauty, remember this: most of what truly attracts men has little to do with looks and everything to do with presence. Because when a woman values her own energy, the world starts to value it too. If this speaks to you, take a moment to reflect, not to change who you are, but to finally recognize yourself. Confidence isn't perfection, it's peace. Confidence can't be faked for long. It's not hidden behind layers of makeup, high heels, or expensive clothes. It's in the way a woman moves, the way she carries her body through the world. When she enters a room with quiet strength, shoulders relaxed, eyes calm, and steps steady, that's when people turn to look. A confident walk tells a silent story. It says, "I belong here. I'm not competing. I'm not pretending. I'm simply being." That kind of grounded assurance holds a power that doesn't need to announce itself. Men notice that energy right away, not because it's loud, but because it's centered. A woman who walks with true confidence never needs to demand attention. It naturally follows her. There's a shift in the air when she's around, a calm that draws the eye. Men might not even realize they're watching, but their attention drifts toward her because confidence radiates emotional steadiness. It signals that she's comfortable within herself, that she's not searching for validation. That inner balance shines in a world full of noise and comparison. It's quietly magnetic, an energy that says, "I'm enough." A man might not consciously say, "She's confident," but he'll feel it instantly. He'll notice how she takes her time, how she doesn't shrink or rush, how her posture stays open and her movements unhurried. It's not arrogance, it's grace. Real confidence doesn't shout for attention, it whispers reassurance. It's the calm that says, "I know who I am, and that's enough." That calm draws people in because it represents what everyone secretly craves: peace of mind. Men notice contrast too. They see when someone enters a room hoping not to be seen, and when another walks in knowing she belongs there, not out of ego but from quiet certainty. The latter leaves a mark. A confident woman reminds men of something they deeply long for: emotional safety. When she's at peace within herself, it lets others breathe easier around her. Her grounded energy is contagious. It eases tension and commands silent respect. What makes confidence so alluring is that it doesn't rely on the external. You can wear the simplest clothes and still turn heads if your posture speaks of calm and assurance. The line between being looked at and being noticed lies in inner composure. Men might not comment on your stride, but they'll remember the way you carried yourself, your rhythm, your poise, your stillness. That quiet elegance stays in their mind long after you've gone. Confidence doesn't shout. It hums gently, yet its echo lingers in the thoughts of everyone who encounters it. A woman's smile carries a power that goes far beyond looks. It's not about perfect lips or symmetry. It's about the feeling it gives. When a woman smiles genuinely, something subtle but undeniable shifts in the air around her. It softens the space, lifts the energy, and captures attention without trying. Men pick up on it instantly. A real, effortless smile stands out in a world where so many expressions feel rehearsed. Authenticity shines brighter than perfection, and men instinctively react to that warmth. Men notice a woman's smile because it offers a rare glimpse into her true self. It's one of those moments when her guard drops, when her natural light breaks through. A genuine smile reveals more than beauty. It reveals spirit. It says, I'm at peace, I'm alive, I'm comfortable with who I am. That kind of contentment is magnetic. It's not the physical act of smiling that captivates. It's the emotion behind it. When joy or gratitude fuels that smile, it becomes irresistible. A true smile radiates kindness, openness, and self-assurance. It makes others feel safe to connect. There's no pretense, just warmth. Many men remember how a woman smiled at them far longer than what she wore or said. That's because a smile touches something emotional, not visual. It's remembered not in detail, but in the feeling it left behind, that little spark of ease. There's quiet strength in a woman who smiles easily, especially in a world that tests patience every day. To smile sincerely in difficult times shows grace under pressure. Men notice that kind of strength, the ability to stay soft in a hard world. Her smile says, I'm not defined by what happens to me. I choose peace anyway. That kind of expression makes people wonder what inner calm gives her that glow. Even in a group, men observe how a woman smiles, whether it's polite or genuine, forced or natural. When it's real, her entire presence changes. Her eyes light up, her posture opens, her voice softens. That kind of authenticity spreads to everyone nearby. It's uplifting, memorable, and quietly powerful. When men find themselves staring at a woman's smile, it's rarely about perfection, it's fascination, the kind that comes from witnessing someone fully alive. Because a smile born from sincerity reflects something far deeper than charm. It mirrors joy, self-respect, and emotional freedom. It's not just an expression, it's an aura. That's what truly draws attention. Not the curve of her lips, but the emotion shining behind them. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and that's absolutely true. A man can be captivated by a woman's eyes without even knowing why. It's rarely their color or shape. It's the emotion they carry. The eyes tell stories that words never could. They reveal calmness, curiosity, confidence. Men often find themselves drawn to eyes that feel genuine, that hold presence without demanding it. What captivates isn't dramatic makeup or intense stares, it's depth. When a woman's eyes carry stillness, when they seem to see without seeking, it awakens something instinctive. Her gaze says, I see you, but I'm not defined by whether you see me. That quiet strength creates mystery. Men are pulled toward it because it's rare, that mix of empathy and independence. Eye contact, when balanced, becomes one of the most powerful, silent connections. A brief, calm gaze can convey assurance, curiosity, even interest. When a woman meets someone's eyes and holds that moment gently before letting go, it leaves a spark behind. It's not a game, it's emotional rhythm. Too much feels intense, too little feels distant, but the perfect balance leaves an impression that lasts. Men often describe a woman's gaze as grounding. It makes them feel seen without being judged, noticed without pressure. In a distracted world, that kind of attention feels precious. A woman who looks with presence, who listens with her eyes, draws quiet admiration. Her gaze can communicate compassion, confidence, or even strength, all without a single word. Even in crowds, men pick up on how her eyes move. Do they brighten when she's passionate? Do they soften when she listens? Those subtle shifts speak volumes. Men remember eyes that made them feel understood, even for a fleeting second. because being truly seen is rare and unforgettable. So yes, men do notice a woman's eyes, but not because they're flawless, it's because they're alive. Eyes that reflect emotion, awareness, and warmth create a connection deeper than attraction. In that silent moment of understanding, men see more than beauty. They see authenticity and posture. It says everything without a single word. Men might not consciously think her posture is amazing, but they feel its effect instantly. The way a woman stands, sits, or moves sends unspoken messages about her confidence and peace of mind. Posture isn't about stiffness, it's about alignment. When her stance shows calm and comfort, it speaks louder than any outfit ever could. When a woman walks into a room with her head lifted, shoulders at ease, and every step steady, men notice. Not because she's trying to grab attention, but because she already has it just by being herself. Her body language speaks a quiet confidence that says, "I'm comfortable here, I belong here." That kind of calm assurance has a magnetic pull. It shows balance, and emotional balance is always attractive. A woman's posture quietly reveals how she feels about herself. When she stands tall yet relaxed, it shows both strength and peace. Men sense that she's not performing or seeking anyone's approval. She's grounded. Her energy doesn't reach outward for validation. It flows naturally from within. That calm presence draws people in effortlessly. When she sits with grace, moves with ease, or gestures with quiet confidence, it builds an atmosphere of trust and warmth. Men are drawn to that even when they don't fully understand why. Posture, like tone, communicates emotion. You can say nothing and still express everything. Self-assurance, awareness, and silent poise linger in memory long after words fade. Men notice far more than they admit, but what really captures their attention isn't flawlessness, it's presence. The way a woman carries herself, smiles softly, holds eye contact, and moves with intention says more than words ever could. It's not an act, it's authenticity. Because in a world obsessed with appearances, being genuine is the rarest kind of beauty and the hardest to forget. Think about the opposite. When someone slouches, fidgets, or avoids eye contact, it often signals unease or self-doubt. Men pick up on that energy without even knowing they do. Posture, in many ways, is confidence made visible. A strong yet relaxed stance tells the world that a woman knows her worth, not in an arrogant way, but in a calm way that says, "I'm secure in myself." Posture also shapes how she feels inside. When she stands upright, her breathing deepens, her expression softens, and her voice steadies. That alignment changes her energy completely. She feels centered and self-assured, and that inner calm changes how others, especially men, see her. It's never about trying to look attractive. It's about embodying confidence so naturally that it becomes part of her energy. Men are instinctively drawn to people who carry themselves with self-respect, and posture remains one of the clearest signs of that. Even the smallest gestures matter. The way she sits during a conversation, how she leans in to listen, or how she maintains her calm when tension rises. These quiet details reveal grace under pressure. Men notice that deeply. A woman who stays steady even when emotions run high sends out a signal of strength. She doesn't fall apart under attention or withdraw when things feel uncomfortable. She stays composed. That inner balance is quietly powerful and unforgettable. When men look, they're not attracted to stiffness, they're drawn to presence. The way a woman carries herself mirrors how she carries her life. Her posture says she's aware, confident, and comfortable with who she is. And that kind of assurance, the kind that doesn't need outside approval, leaves an impression long after she's gone. Posture is one of the most overlooked forms of communication. Before a woman even speaks, her body introduces her. The way she stands, moves, and gestures sends unspoken signals about how she feels within. Men, even if unaware, respond instantly to those signals. A woman's posture mirrors her internal state. confidence, peace, or hesitation. That's why men are so drawn to women whose posture radiates calm strength. When she stands tall, chin slightly lifted, shoulders relaxed, she expresses quiet confidence. She doesn't need to say, "I know my value." Her body already speaks it for her. That's what truly captures attention. It's not about being rigid or formal. It's about natural ease, the kind of body language that says, "I'm here and I'm comfortable being seen." That kind of comfort creates magnetic energy because it reflects a peaceful relationship with oneself, something deeply grounding. Men also notice when a woman walks into a space and doesn't shrink herself to fit in. Her body language doesn't apologize for existing. She moves with grace, not arrogance, with confidence, not demand. That calm assurance draws eyes without her even trying. It's confidence expressed through stillness and self-possession, and men respect that deeply. It shows she's emotionally secure, someone who doesn't chase validation because she already knows who she is. On the other hand, when posture becomes closed, arms crossed, shoulders slumped, gaze lowered, it can unintentionally give off insecurity or unease. Men notice these things without analyzing them. Posture reveals the truth of how someone feels. When a woman's physical presence aligns with openness and confidence, it creates warmth and approachability. That harmony between mind, body, and emotion makes her presence feel light and inviting. What's fascinating is that posture doesn't only affect how others see you, it changes how you feel. When a woman sits or stands tall, her breathing becomes fuller, her tone more stable, her nerves calmer. That inner grounding is what others feel around her. Men sense that balance before they can even describe it. They're drawn to the quiet authority of someone who is emotionally and physically aligned. So when a man finds himself drawn to a woman's posture, it's rarely about how she's standing. He's responding to her essence, to her centeredness, her composure, her self-trust. Her posture tells a story of strength and grace. It says, "I'm not waiting to be chosen. I've already chosen myself." That silent confidence, expressed in something as simple as the way she stands or moves, captures attention and earns respect long after she's gone. A woman's voice also carries a kind of invisible power, one that isn't measured by loudness, but by tone and emotion. It's not only what she says, but how she says it. Men notice that more than they'll ever admit. A calm, steady, confident voice draws attention naturally. It communicates emotional stability and poise. Those are rare qualities in a world full of noise. When a woman speaks with quiet certainty, it shows she's grounded. She doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard or talk over others to be acknowledged. Her tone holds weight because it's calm and centered. Men subconsciously connect that steadiness with maturity and emotional safety. Often it's not the words that linger, but the feeling her voice leaves behind. The tone of her voice reflects her emotional world more clearly than expressions ever could. A warm, natural tone conveys kindness and empathy, while a harsh or rushed tone can create distance. Men sense these emotional shifts immediately. A woman who stays calm and composed even in conflict shows deep emotional strength. That control says, "I can feel deeply and still stay balanced." It's a rare kind of strength that lasts in memory. Men also notice the small changes in her voice, the soft laugh, the gentle pause, the thoughtful tone. Those variations make her voice feel alive and real. A flat voice can sound distant, but a voice that moves with sincerity feels human and engaging. It shows authenticity, not performance. Even silence, when paired with confidence, becomes part of her voice. The ability to pause, to listen, to not rush, signals presence. Men notice when a woman doesn't hurry to fill the silence. That stillness shows assurance. She's comfortable in the moment, and that's quietly magnetic. When men pay attention to a woman's voice, they're not focused on perfection. They're drawn to how it feels, to the warmth, the calm, the energy it brings. Her tone creates a mood that can either soothe or captivate. Her voice becomes memorable not just for its sound, but for its essence, a blend of calm, strength, and truth that stays with them long after she stops speaking. Because in the end, a woman's voice isn't just sound, it's presence. It steadies the air around her, and just like posture or tone, her style speaks its own language. A woman's style is more than what she wears. It's an expression of how she feels about herself. Men notice this instinctively, even if they can't explain why. What captures attention isn't how trendy or revealing her clothes are, it's how real she looks in them. True style isn't about impressing others, it's about showing awareness and comfort. When a woman dresses in a way that mirrors her spirit, it sends a message. I know who I am and I like her. Men quietly respect the intention behind that. It's not vanity, it's self-respect. The way she chooses colors, the ease in her walk, the care in small details, all reflect how she values herself. And self-respect is always beautiful. Often, it's not the bold outfit that draws attention, but the quiet confidence behind it. Men are drawn to authenticity, the effortless choices that feel personal and natural. When her appearance feels genuine, it speaks louder than anything exaggerated. Consistency also matters. When a woman's style aligns with her personality, whether minimal, creative, playful, or refined, it creates harmony. She doesn't look like she's dressing for anyone's approval. She looks like herself. That natural harmony between who she is and how she shows herself builds both trust and curiosity. Men might not consciously analyze it, but they feel it deeply. Her style feels genuine, and that kind of honesty has a magnetic pull. But the most captivating part of all is how she wears that style. A simple outfit can look exceptional if she carries it with quiet grace. What men remember most isn't the fabric, it's the feeling behind her presence. The way she moves, the way her eyes light up when she smiles, the confidence in every step. Those are the things that stay in their minds. Because in truth, style isn't really about clothes, it's confidence made visible. It's self-respect shown through presence. When a woman's posture, tone, and appearance align naturally, she creates an atmosphere that feels both strong and serene. Men might not always be able to explain it, but they notice it instantly. It's that rare blend of certainty, authenticity, and calm that leaves a mark too deep to forget. So when men quietly observe a woman's style, they're not just admiring her outfit, they're noticing her clarity. They're drawn to the way she uses how she looks as a reflection of who she is, not as a search for validation. Her appearance says, I take care of myself because I value myself. And that message, spoken through presence instead of words, is what truly captivates and lingers in memory. A woman's energy is like the atmosphere she carries. It walks into a room before she even does. Men sense it instantly, even if they can't put it into words. It's in how she connects with people, how attentively she listens, and how she treats those who have nothing to offer her. That gentle kindness, that calm balance, it's irresistibly magnetic. Men may first notice appearance, but it's a woman's energy that keeps their attention and makes them want to stay close. When a woman moves through life with poise and kindness, people can feel it. She doesn't fight for attention, doesn't compare herself to anyone, and doesn't chase outside approval. Her presence feels peaceful, yet quietly powerful. Men pick up on that naturally. It sparks curiosity, not because she's loud or trying to stand out, but because her energy feels safe, steady, and real. That kind of aura is rare, and what's rare tends to become unforgettable. Men also notice how a woman treats others, not just how she treats them. They pay attention to how she speaks to a waiter, how she talks with friends, and how she engages with strangers. They notice how she listens, really listens, when someone else is speaking. Does she show empathy? Does she make people feel seen? These small details reveal emotional maturity, and men deeply respect that, even when they can't fully explain why. A woman who radiates warmth and calm doesn't need to demand attention. Her presence draws it effortlessly. There's something deeply appealing about emotional steadiness. When a woman stays graceful under pressure, when she refuses to get caught in unnecessary drama, it stands out. Men notice that emotional balance because it signals inner strength. Her composure shows that she manages her emotions instead of being ruled by them. That kind of inner peace creates comfort and attraction at the same time. It says, I don't take energy, I bring calm. Even in her laughter, her warmth, or the simple ways she lifts others up, her energy shines through. A woman who can brighten a room without dimming her own light leaves an impact that lasts long after the first impression fades. Men may not always describe what it is about her that feels so magnetic, but they sense it. Every time she's near, there's a quiet ease in the air. That's because real presence doesn't need explanation. It's something you feel. So when men find themselves drawn to a woman's energy, they're not responding to something physical. They're reacting to her emotional rhythm. Her energy speaks louder than her looks ever could. It tells the world she's confident, kind, and emotionally centered. That kind of presence doesn't just draw eyes, it earns admiration because it reminds people what genuine strength and grace truly look like. A woman's laughter holds a kind of effortless magic that no one can fake. It's one of the purest expressions of joy, and men notice it immediately, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. A true laugh carries warmth, light, and freedom all at once. It says she's not afraid to feel happiness, that she allows herself to live in the moment. That authenticity is magnetic in the truest way. When a woman laughs freely without overthinking or worrying about how she looks, it radiates confidence. It says, I'm comfortable being me. Men are drawn to that because it's rare to see someone so unguarded in a world that often feels so self-conscious. Her laughter becomes a kind of emotional melody that changes the whole atmosphere, not because it demands attention, but because it spreads comfort. People naturally want to be near those who make them feel lighter, and a woman with genuine laughter does exactly that. Men often link laughter with emotional openness. A woman who finds humor in small things, who can laugh at herself, who doesn't take life too seriously. She gives off calm confidence. She's not fragile, not easily embarrassed, and not pretending to be flawless. That kind of humility wrapped in joy makes her powerfully attractive. It tells men that she can face life's uncertainty with grace. Laughter also builds connection faster than almost anything else. When a woman laughs, she gives everyone around her permission to relax. It softens tension, replaces awkward silence with warmth, and creates belonging. Men sense that emotional intelligence instantly. Her laugh doesn't just sound good, it feels good. It sends a silent message. I'm not afraid to feel joy, even when life isn't perfect. And that kind of emotional courage, the ability to stay soft in a hard world, is what makes her unforgettable. Even the way she laughs reveals something deeper. Whether it's a quiet giggle, a bright burst, or a soft chuckle, it reflects her truth. Men remember that sound not for its volume, but for what it reveals. It's unfiltered, spontaneous, and real. A woman's laughter tells the story of someone who's alive, engaged, and free from fear. So when men find themselves captivated by a woman's laughter, they're not reacting to noise. They're responding to soul. They're drawn to someone unafraid to embrace happiness, to let go, to live unguarded. Her laughter becomes a reminder that life doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. In that sound, in that small spark of joy, they see something rare, a woman who chooses joy, not because her world is easy, but because she knows how to find light in it. Her laughter lingers even after it fades, not because it was the loudest, but because it was the truest. And that truth, that fearless authenticity, is what captures attention, holds hearts, and stays in memory long after she's gone.